Hi, let's see how we can calculate the variance and the standard deviation of a list of numbers using Python. So first let's just repeat what are the steps we need to do to calculate the variance. First we need to calculate the mean. Then we need to calculate the residuals. Then we need to square each residual, and then we have to calculate the mean of the squared residuals. And yeah, if we're going to calculate the standard deviation, then we will take the square root of that afterwards. So let's take an example, and for this example, let's say that we have four numbers. That can be 1, 7, 8, and 9. And yeah, let's calculate that out quickly using Python. So we'll just say numbers equals 1, 7, 8, 9. And to calculate the mean, we will say mean equals sum of the numbers divided by the length of the numbers. So then we have a mean of 6.25, and we can just mark that right here on the chart as maybe a dashed line here, just to show where the mean is. And now we need to calculate the residuals. So the residuals are just going to be the difference between each of these numbers and the mean. So that can be represented sort of just by this line here. If the line is longer, then the residual will be larger. And we can calculate that in Python like this. We can say the residuals equals number minus the mean for number in numbers. So let's see how that comes out. And that turns out to be this list of four numbers. No matter one of them is negative right now. And so the next thing that we have to do is we have to square each of the residuals. Now that's a little bit hard to draw here, but basically it's going to create a much longer line, which is the square of this line. So basically, in Python, to do that, we would just say residuals squared equals, and we could just actually copy this, and I could say the same thing, but square each one. And these are the residuals squared. And to take the variance, as we showed here, we just need to calculate the mean of the squared residuals. So that's going to be the sum of the residuals squared divided by the length of, well, this is the same as the length of numbers, but the length of the residuals squared. And the variance in this case is about 9.7. And if we want the standard deviation, all we have to do is to take the variance and take the square root of that, which is the same as raising it to the 1/2 power. And this would be the standard deviation. So these are the steps for how to calculate the mean, variance, and the standard deviation for any list of numbers. And as you can see, the Python equations are really just a translation of those steps into Python. Hope that helps.